This is Matt from Wrestling Unlimited. Welcome to Q&A 29. And what a Q&A it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel, the Unlimited Facebook page, and the Unlimited One Twitter page for this edition of the Q&A series. This is Q&A 29. Q&A 28 was done a couple of nights ago by my good old friend Shady Mike. If you would like to watch that Q&A, the link to that will be in the description box down below, as well as information on how to submit questions for a future Q&A video of any kind. Without any further ado, let's jump right into Q&A 29 here at the Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel, the Hell in a Cell themed Q&A. And I know what a lot of you are probably thinking, why would I do a Hell in a Cell themed Q&A after the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? I figured that Hell in a Cell was a broad enough topic, I would be able to do a Hell in a Cell themed Q&A pretty much at any point during the year, because you can really go any different way, any direction with the questions that you give me. So there we go. I can pretty much do it whenever I want, in whatever way I want. Thank you for your questions. Let's get started. Dylan Messerschmidt, who, by the way, will be joining me for Q&A 30, which will be uploaded tomorrow. I'm recording this on Thursday night. Q&A 30 will be recorded tonight and uploaded tomorrow. Dylan Messerschmidt kicks it off. Would you consider putting your pee-pee in the holes that go up the side of the cell? Maybe you would. I'll pass. Thank you very much. How would you feel about a spot where the cell is only lowered so far, and is then swung in a circle above the ring? That would actually be an interesting concept. They lower the cage, you could start the match from the top of the cell, and then raise the cell, and then swing the cell, and just have the match like that. Entertainment at its finest. Folks, how long must we wait to see two children compete in the cell? You monster. How do you feel about blading before the Hell in a Cell match starts? Now, I know what you're thinking. That is a stupid concept. It is a crazy concept. What the hell could you be possibly thinking? The way I look at it is meant as a way to prepare the 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 or whoever combatants that enter the Hell in a Cell. It's a good way to prepare them for what is to come. So why not? It may sound like a dumb concept, but it could actually work, despite it being very out there and very odd. But who knows? It could work. Why is the triple cage superior to Hell in a Cell? Next question. Would Hell in a Cell be as popular and successful if the name didn't rhyme? My serious answer, yes, because despite the name, it's still a great concept to this day. How do you feel about Hell in a Cell and stairs? Next question. If WWE did a tag team Hell in a Cell match, who would you want to see Jordan and Gable slaughter? Those of you who do not know Cowbell, he is a huge Jordan and Gable fan, to the point where if you do not root for them, there will be hostages. But I'm going to modify that question a little bit. Do you think that there should be more tag team Hell in a Cell matches? And the answer is absolutely 100% yes. I don't know why they don't do more of that. I mean, there have been a couple, including a handicap match. But why not do more tag team Hell in a Cell matches, especially if you're taking the tag team division seriously? Well, why not give those guys something else to work with? You already did a tag team Elimination Chamber match. Why not do more tag team Hell in a Cell matches? Crazy concept, right? If WWE, approximately how much better would NXT do a Hell in a Cell match? Honestly, Probably better than the main roster. I'm gonna be honest here. Why doesn't NXT do more gimmick matches? Why not? I mean, you've done a ladder match, you've done an Iron Man or Iron Woman, match. You've done what else? I'm sure you've done a no DQ match somewhere in there. You've done a steel cage match. Why not do a Hell in a Cell match? Especially at one of the bigger takeovers, like the ones that are in, Brooklyn, or the one coming up in Toronto, or the one in March that's going to be in Orlando. Why not do it? Especially look at it as the culmination of a feud or a long-term program. Why not do more gimmick matches? I understand the philosophy of keeping it simple, but too simple is not a good thing, because it gets stale and repetitive, and it does that very, very fast. So why not do more? I don't get it. They should do more gimmick matches. I'm not saying every big show needs a gimmick match. I'm not saying every match needs to be a gimmick match. I'm not saying every feud needs to have a gimmick match. But once in a while is not going to hurt. Which is, again, why I don't know why they do it. Why they don't do it. Do you consider Brad Maddox to be the master of Hell in a Cell? Yes. Let's see here. Let's see. Angel Ernest. What should be illegal in a cell? Nothing. Should there be a naked Hell in a Cell? And follow that up with, do you think there's porn called Hell in a Cell? The second question, I'm pretty sure there is. The first question, no. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. The second question, there probably is. The first question may lead you into that second question. The naked Hell in a Cell might be the porno. You never know. What else? Walter Main, should WWE do a 5 versus 5 Hell in a Cell in the style of WarGames? No. Why not do WarGames? You own the rights to it. Why not just do WarGames? Why do you need to use Hell in a Cell for WarGames when you can just recreate the WarGames pay-per-view and especially the WarGames concept? No. Do not do WarGames with Hell in a Cell. Do WarGames as fucking WarGames. That's it. Very simple. Best Hell in a Cell match to not feature Taker or Triple H. Maybe Rollins and Ambrose. If you want my honest answer, I couldn't really tell you. I understand that Triple H and The Undertaker, if you look at records, they may not have the best records inside Hell in a Cell. But they were the reason Hell in a Cell became a really big deal. So, that's a tough one. I think that Charlotte and Sasha is up there, but I think Rollins and Ambrose will take this. Should the election... Well, this is after the election, this Q&A, but the question was asked before the election. Should the election be decided by Trump versus Clinton in Hell in a Cell? That would have been so much more entertaining and so much better than what actually happened. So yes. Dylan Rumor, do you think Chris Hero, or how do you think Chris Hero would have done if he had been in a Hell in a Cell match? He wouldn't have. I never got the appeal for Chris Hero. I still don't. So, there we go. Let's see. These questions are in random order. Tim Enderley, what's the most brutal match you've seen besides a Hell in a Cell? Elimination Chamber. Whenever WWE, or even going back to the original ECW, whenever somebody did a Singapore Cane match, that match was brutal. I mean, you looked at some of the scars on their backs and some of the marks on their arms and their stomachs, and, you know, even some of the marks on their heads. That shit had to hurt. And that just, every time I see a Singapore cane match, I just cringe. I know today, you know, kendo sticks aren't used as often, but going back and watching some of the Singapore cane matches, just brutal. And I think that'd be the answer. Best non-Hell in a Cell match on a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. God. Oh man, Sheamus versus The Big Show in 2012? It's not really saying much though. What's scarier, being locked in a cage alone and cold or going to hell? Next question. Best cell at Hell in a Cell. Triple H always sold well during Hell in a Cell matches. I think Foley sold well, especially, you know, after the 2 spots that he took in that King of the Ring 98 match. So that'd be it. Best Hell in a Cell theme. This isn't really Hell in a Cell, but anytime WWE did Armageddon and they played The End Is Near, and I remember one of the promos with Orton and Taker back in 2005 had that song in it, and I think that was the build-up to the Hell in a Cell match. I could be wrong. But I think that would definitely be a good answer. The End Is Near was a really good song. Nation of Domination versus NWO versus DX versus the Bullet Club in Hell in a Cell. Who wins? In WWE's world, the NWO. Nobody is out politicking Hogan. You can look at the Nation of Domination. Each and every single one of them has something with the pigment of their skin that the others don't. So they're automatically eliminated. Triple H and Shawn Michaels are master politicians, but they don't stand a chance against Hogan and the original NWO. And then if you look at the Bullet Club, bunch of vanilla midgets, the flips and kicks and the high spots are no match to the political ability of Hulk Hogan and the NWO. In my world, it would be the Nation of Domination. In WWE's world, it would be the NWO. Fantasy Hell in a Cell booking, Fatal 4-Way, who's in it, what's the build-up, and who wins? I don't know about the build-up, but you'd have to put Taker, you'd have to put Triple H, you'd have to put Foley, and... Taker, Foley, Triple H, and maybe Shawn Michaels. Yeah, between those 4. And who wins? God. God. Just God. That's it. Alright, that's enough questions. Thank you guys for joining me at the Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel for Q&A 29. Q&A 30 will be uploaded tomorrow, recorded tonight. We'll be featuring a special guest, and stay tuned for some more content this weekend. I'll be giving you guys the latest installments of the 2016 pay-per-view review series. The first 2 installments are in the 2016 pay-per-view review, playlist, which can be found on this channel as well. Royal Rumble and Fastlane are up there this weekend. I'll be doing Roadblock and I believe Payback, so expect those up. Next week I'll be doing Extreme Rules, Money in the Bank, and so on and so forth, until finally we get to December, where I'll be doing the TLC review, and you'll be expecting that in December. And then Roadblock again, because WWE, of course, decided to do another Roadblock pay-per-view, because why the fuck not? But in all seriousness, thank you for joining me. Q&A 29. This has been fun. Later.